It is 5:15. This is the Board of Public Works meeting. It is October 25th, 2023, and we're in the City Hall Council chambers. Next item on the agenda is consider placing the minutes from the previous meeting on file, which is the meeting of September 27th.
Motion place it on file.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second to place the minutes of the September 27th meeting on file. Any discussion? Hearing none, all is in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next item is water and sewer agenda items. Discuss and approve water and sewer vouchers.
Motion approved.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the water and sewer vouchers. Any discussion? Hearing none, all is in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next is water and sewer operations report. Mr. Steinhagel is excused this evening at a conference.
If there's any questions, I'll try to answer them.
Hearing no questions, we'll move on to street department agenda items. Discuss and approve street department vouchers.
Motion to approve the street department vouchers.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the street department vouchers. Any discussion?
Just got one question on the KV Body Shop. Was that an insurance or was that something that, the bus?
I'm not sure how the bus was handled, if it was insurance.
I would imagine it was
I
insurance.
believe it was insurance, yes. Buses, yes.
Buses? Gotcha.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Discuss and consider asphalt plans for storage facility at 1601 South Highway K. He is not here.
Ryan Huffman is the one who asked for this, well, I guess would be another extension.
Yeah, he was here roughly a year ago for an extension to have it paved by October of '23. And I reminded him about it a few weeks ago, and that's when he requested another extension. For a little history of how we've typically done it in the past with, when somebody gets a building permit, for instance, in his case, he got it in 2020. Permit's good for a year, so it expires in '21. We would typically give him an additional year so that everything could settle out and all of that before he would pave it. So that would have been '22, and in '22 is when he asked for the extension then through this board to '23. That's typically how we've done it in the past. Once you make a decision on this, I'd like some input from the board on that issue to see if you want to keep doing it that way.
I believe that's the way it should be done, is the way that Darren just described. It's kind of late in the season for this person to get a contractor now, but I guess I'll make the motion to grant him an extension till June 15th of 2024.
I would second that.
He does have a signed contract with American Asphalt for
Oh.
next spring, or for next
Okay.
paving season.
This is also the situation where he requested TID money at one time. That was not the one.
No.
I thought he did.
Steve, you said June
15th.
15th?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Any further discussion? I got a motion and a second on any discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. You want that on next month's agenda to discuss? Or, I mean,
Do you want to do anything with that, Roger?
I think until we get our own parking lots paved, we should kind of watch what we just,
all right. Consider bids for city-owned property. We have the bid list here. These are the winning bids. You want me to read them all?
I don't think that's necessary. Lori has a copy of them, and you guys all have a copy of them. City staff went over that, all the bids, and I guess we would recommend approving selling the properties to these 5 individuals with the understanding that Darren Poggle will have a conversation with all of them to clarify both intent and expectations prior to closing, so.
I'll make a motion to accept the high bids.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion?
Just a comment that, we've received more money than I thought we would, and the property's all returned to tax rolls, so good job.
And we don't have to maintain.
Yeah.
All right. Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Does that have to go to council?
I don't, what do you think, Tom?
It has gone to council.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
so.
Yeah, but it's different bid numbers.
These, it's sale of public property, so it
Yeah.
should be approved by council,
Yeah.
I guess.
Discuss and consider snow removal at 101 North Park Street from January 2023. Dustin?
Well, you can see in your packet the report, I guess, or has the initial pictures that were taken on January 2nd when it was inspected, and then our pictures from January 10th when we did the clearing. So this request was brought, I believe, to Lori first, so I guess it's kind of just up to you guys how you want to handle it.
Mr. Kleinschmidt is here. Todd, do you want to come up and?
Short, sweet, quick.
I have the mic on already, so you just kind of have to move it to.
They can hear me, hopefully. Okay, anyway, I'm here on behalf of Jay and Carol Cleary, the owners of the property. As we all know, late December, early January, we had a lot of rain, a lot of, snow, ice, whatever. Sidewalk, the snow was cleared, sidewalk, there was ice on it. I'm not denying that. It was salted, obviously not well enough. It's second picture, I do believe, on the, wherever. You can kind of see, I mean, the sidewalk from the building to the corner was cleared. It is concrete. So it wasn't that it was all bad, I guess, there. The building from the building to the alley, I guess, yeah, it is a little rough there with slush. The problem there is it runs off the parking lot and it kind of pools in that area, so it's kind of hard to keep that really clear. If it's just snow, it's not so bad. But front sidewalk, I didn't really think there was a whole lot bad about that. I mean, obviously your opinion is different than mine, but so I guess I'm not really understanding why there was a big concern on the property. Looking north and east from the property, the sidewalks almost look the same. They are snow covered. There's one section in there that's not, but they kind of look the same to me. The other point I have is the owners don't live there. So I know, I get it, but I mean, they sent me here, but I mean, they don't live there. They live out of state. They come up once a year, to check on the property, and they didn't receive a notice saying that there was an issue. The notice was delivered to that property, which they found. They came up in October this year, and they found the letters, the letter in, I believe, the bill, I don't know, but at the property, and that's when they contacted me and wondered, why or what, and I mean, it was almost a year ago. I didn't know what that was going on. But I guess if they would have got the letter, they would have contacted me. I would have went down and took care of whatever needed to be done. But I guess that's my point, is they didn't know about it, so they didn't contact me about it. So
You're the one in charge of taking care of it?
I am in charge of taking care of the property there. Yes, correct. So I get it. I mean, there was ice on it, but I don't know.
We had issues with the property in the past, though, too, correct?
With weeds, I do believe, they brought that up. They had, they were in, I didn't take over at that time. I mean, I wasn't involved in that, but it was, they did bring that up to me, so.
Didn't we
I-
have issues with snow there once
I believe so.
previous, and we had
I remember.
granted,
That was lawns. In '21, we reduced the 2 lawn bills by half also.
okay, so it wasn't snow.
Just in '23, we shoveled. 2020, we mowed it once. '21, we mowed it twice. And that bill was reduced by half. '21.
Yeah. and I think I
For
took
some
over-
reason, I seem to remember that, I thought we had done
thought it
something
was
with
too.
snow.
I thought it was too. Matter of fact, I talked to Ron Liberty today, and he thought we had a snow issue there too, but.
Is it previous owner?
It's basically it's still the same thing, whether it's snow or weeds or anything. We're still
Right.
supposed to maintain your property.
Right. And I mean, the address
It's not
is,
up to the city to actually notify you all the time on it. It's supposed to be maintained.
What address is on the tax roll?
I was just gonna ask that.
at that time, 101 North Polk.
Yeah, and so by statute, that's where we have to, when we send notices, that's where we have to send it to.
Right, and we had
I get
discussed
that,
where we
yes.
were gonna send it to. If there was a different address, we were gonna send it to a different landlord, whatever, we were gonna send it.
Yep.
And in my mind, we already cut one bill in half for the weed and grass mowing, even though it was before Mr. Kleinschmidt took over. I'm not in favor of cutting this in half at all. He owes it, and it's the way it is.
What's the figure? I don't see the outstanding bill.
600.
I thought it was 3, is that correct?
300, right.
For snow shoveling.
Yep.
That was the first one? They're not meant to be reflective of what it costs us to do it. They're meant to be reflective, or to not have us be a service. I mean, if we,
And I get it. I mean, I understand, I'm just was hoping, but.
What the owner should do is if they want it sent to a different address, they should go to the county and get that changed.
I
where-
get it, yes. I
To
know.
reflect their address. Otherwise, they're never gonna get the notice, because
Well,
they
and-
just have to
and,
go
I mean,
by
where do they
what's
get
on
their
the
tax
tax
bill?
bill.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's gotta be going
Where
somewhere.
do they get their tax bill?
Yeah.
You know, that's.
I don't know where, I had asked her this morning about, where the property tax bill went, and she did get back to me on that, but she did say that the water and utility bill or whatever went to that address, but she pays it online, so it wasn't a concern, but I mean, it still gets delivered there, so.
It goes to the 101 Polk Street address?
Correct.
Yeah, that's
How do you see the bill online, though?
her water bill line?
Right.
account. You can log on to your account.
Yeah, I think.
Well, right, but I had an issue this last weekend trying to get mine paid, and it wouldn't let me. I had to know the previous bill that I had paid, and I thought I had that down, but there was a glitch in the system this last week. I understand that, but yeah, it's.
I guess
I'm gonna make a motion to deny this claim, or deny the
the reduction.
reduction.
I'll second it.
Have a motion and a second to deny the reduction, any reduction in the claim. Any further discussion?
Just, are we hearing some assurances this won't repeat again?
Yes, it will not repeat again.
All right. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks, Todd. Monthly reports, we got building inspector, zoning administrator Pago. You got anything to add?
Any questions at all?
Engineer Ake?
The only thing we'd like to add is, we've had several requests for street openings beyond November 15th, and our ordinance calls for between November 15th and April 15th, we're supposed to, basically emergency repairs only. And the past few years, I've allowed Frontier and Public Service and a few other ones to do boring throughout the winter, just trying to help facilitate upgrades, and it hasn't worked out. So I think we're gonna go back to denying any street openings after November 15th unless they're
Emergency.
emergencies or sewer and water or new construction or something where they need it to operate. But, lack of planning isn't our problem, I guess. And I had talked with Dick, and that's the way it was in the past, but we were trying to help facilitate upgrades with certain things, and it didn't work out. So just for your information.
Okay. Dustin, anything?
Any questions?
All right, I'll entertain a motion to place the monthly reports on file.
I'll make a motion, to place the monthly reports on file.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to place the monthly reports on file. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Date, time, next meeting is Wednesday, November 29th at 5:15. That work? Okay, public comment. Tom, Nathan? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
And a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Thank you.